here in Detroit. Who's going to get the all-important hole shot? Who is going to leave here as the points leader? Here we go. 30 card sideways. Revs are up. Gate is down. Let's go racing in Detroit. Who's going to get to the inside line? Oh, it's a land race. A couple guys got together, and coming out with the hole shot is Austin Partolo. He did it in his heat race.
Wow.
He's done it in the main event. He picks up the Design Lab co-hole shot.
Yeah, I honestly don't know why we kind of overlooked him, but man, that's another great start by him, putting the 52 out front. And just like that, third place going down right there. So we got Johnny Padani right in second. Was that Balzer that went? No, Balzer took over.
Went down. Yeah, and Balzer is up in the 3 spot early on. So it was Squiddy, I think, that hit the deck on the 61, but it's Partolo. Padani are 2 heat winners, come out on the smooth side of it out of this one, and Balzer's right where he wants to be with a good start in this main event, as the heat race winners are already starting to battle it out. Partolo into the tough blocks, and Padani already trying to figure out a line down the inside to go for the pass. We're off and running. 1 full lap complete here in Detroit, and this is going to be good, folks. Who is going to come out of this one with the early advantage and try to sneak away and maybe win this thing, as we got different rhythm options down the inside. Padani maybe thought of it, didn't get quite close enough. You also got Jeff Cooper on the 117 with a good start here, as jumping through the whoops right there. Partolo losing a little bit of ground and causing a bit of an accordion effect behind him.
Yeah, these guys are definitely starting to kind of scrunch up here. Maybe doing a little bunching technique a little early on. Not what you want to do by yourself, but Partolo has Padani right on his tail, and Balzer doing the quad out right there. That's going to allow him to easily go around the outside into the second place position early on. Padani, though, does have pressure up his inside right here. Not able to make the triple out, so he will hold on to third for just a little bit while longer. But Balzer now setting his sights towards the front of the field and trying to make this move early and show us that red number 1 plate belongs up front.
Dude, we coming into this main event talked about Rasmus Balzer and would he be as good as we saw in 2023? Well, he looks exactly the part of what we saw last year, which is he didn't always hole shot, but man, was he good at getting through the pack and getting in a position where he could battle for the win. And that's exactly where he is early in the main event here in Detroit. Right behind Partolo onto lap 4. Quads down the inside. Is he going to go for it? No. Backs out of the challenge, and Partolo hangs on into the Supercross triple.
Yeah, no, he does not. And maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it took him maybe 2 or 3 rounds before he did get his first win last year, and then just started to kind of get into his own. I'm talking about Balzer here as far as his consistency, and then just today starting off maybe not being fastest qualifier, not being blazing fast in his heat race. I feel like I kind of undersold him, and now moving into this main event here, he's early on challenging for lead. He's got good speed, does get some kicks there, but able to hold it together. Has to go outside, does not lose a spot, but just a little bit of time to Padani, and we'll see if he can regroup here and remount a charge up towards that first place position. But this top 3 here, nothing more you could want 5 laps into a main event. These all in the air on the same jump.
Yeah, what a great fight this is. Partolo, Balzer, Padani, 1, 2, 3, battling it out here in Detroit. 3 minutes in, we still got 12 minutes plus a lap of this main event to go. The lap times are going to come and go quickly here, as we're already on the 5th lap of the race. Balzer getting a little bit closer, maybe starting to feel a little bit iffy about holding on behind here with Partolo leading this thing and Padani starting to creep into the picture. Seems like Balzer is ready to go to the lead, because he has gotten a little bit feistier in these last few corners.
Yeah, he does. We'll see how he gets to the whoops here. Gets through cleanly right there, but Padani is on his tail, and Balzer's making small little mistakes, and Padani has a lot of speed. He's looking pretty feisty trying to get back up. So I honestly think Balzer needs to shake Padani on his rear wheel before he focuses on moving up into the lead.
Yeah, you're right. As quickly as I said, he looked like he was focusing on Partolo. Now Padani is starting to put the pressure on the one machine instead. And so this is an interesting dynamic if you're the defending champ right here. You want to attack, but you also do not want to open yourself up to an opportunity to get past and lose this second position. Partolo is doing a terrific job out front, though, at managing this pressure. It is so hard to lead when you got a guy this close to you for this long, and Partolo has no problem with it so far as we're approaching the first third of this main event. Balzer wants the lead, though, down the inside at the end of the whoops. Not quite close enough. Partolo continues to hold on.
Yeah, these guys are yo-yoing around the track, and as we keep an eye on this race, I'm just looking at the top of the screen. Butigny 10, 11, Crotty 11th. McIntosh 13th, but oh my
There we
gosh,
go.
and there's the quad up the inside.
Got
and
it.
Balzer is able to slam the door on Parlow and get himself to the lead. But basically, if you guys keep an eye on the top of the screen, you'll see a lot of guys that I was looking for to get wins and podiums that are nowhere near close. And this pack right here, Balzer, Padani, and Parlow are showing us that they're trying to put themselves and cement them in here as part of guys going for the championship fight. And Parlow's not giving up early.
Yeah, we saw Matherly absolutely buried in 17th. That's a tough break for the 25 machine as Balzer now gets the hops through the whoops a little bit right there. And Parlow starting to get back up behind him. He actually almost got a run on him out of the sand right there. Slipped the rear tire a little bit. And now here comes Padani trying to close that gap down to the inside. Not quite close enough. Little bit of breathing room now for the one machine out front. Oh, but he goes down, and so too does Parlow out of second place. So first and second crash in the same corner. And wow, look at how far Balzer went off the track. He's way over the berm through the Steve Mathis Memorial nets and gets going in the 5 spot. How quickly things can change.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. It looks like they both framed the quad out. Balzer just got the worst of it. Actually, probably framed it a little bit better. Didn't fall off instantly and cartwheeled. Probably rode his nose, cartwheeled through the Doblos bales into the Steve Mathis Memorial nets. And look at that. He lost so much time having to start back up there. He is now back in 5th. Parlow able to get up at least in 3rd place right now. But man, these guys lost so much time. If we look on or at where the leaders are as Balzer is trying to move back quickly, Padani is all the way up front. He's going on, entering the start straight. Cooper right there behind him. Wow, I'm all messed up. Sorry, Parlow, Hollenbeck, and now Balzer. Look how far away they are from the lead, though. Doolies. Hollenbeck, though, hailing from San Diego.
All right, there we go. Getting passed up for 4th right now, though. Still holding on to his solid top 5 effort. So now Balzer has to put his head back down after coughing up the lead. Certainly looks like that step off of the triple on into that rhythm section after the finish line is getting tough for these 250 guys, man. They just can't quite get over that real big single in the middle of that rhythm section. I think that's probably what bit Balzer right there. Just couldn't get all the way over the quad. Oh, Parlow short on the finish line jump as Jeff Cooper lays it down right in front of him. And our leader, Padani, is still just putting in the laps out front, man. Talked about it in his heat race. Consistency killed him in the past few years. The speed was never the problem, as Padani always knows how to get around these racetracks really well. It's about putting a whole main event together as he cases that triple out right there. And, man, he's going to hit some lap traffic hell here in a little bit. There are so many lappers in the whoops ahead of him, and he is about to catch that group in the next couple of laps. That's going to be tough for Padani to try to deal with. As our battle for second continues, Jeff Cooper and Austin Parlow still going at it.
Yeah, those lappers will come into the scene here probably in another lap. And just like that, Parlow up the inside as Cooper makes a small mistake. I was going to say great by Cooper. He's just kind of right place, right time, good start, and was kind of like silently back there, moved his way up, but loses 1 spot. But, man, he could still hold on to that here. Whoa. We are only 8 minutes into the main as a lapper getting up almost gets in the Parlow's way. Gets cleaned out perfectly as he's entering into that corner there and doesn't really affect him at all. So this second and third place battle still going down pretty good. Parlow trying to get it back together and see if he can mount a charge back towards the leader, but Padani now almost 1 full rhythm section ahead. He is starting to get into, we see him just past 2 or 3 lappers there, has another 4 or 5 coming up, and seeing more of them down like that is probably the best thing that can happen to him, passing them on the ground while they're not moving.
Yeah, look at Parlow now. He's going to get stuck behind these guys. That's Hewen and trying to get a number on the guy just ahead of that. Don't quite see who it is just yet, but yeah, these guys, they're trying to be courteous and get out of the way, but they too are also in a battle. Look at that. They both went down right there in a bit of a battle with each other. So 5.8 seconds. Padani hit the lappers first and ended up losing a couple seconds because of it. That gap came down just a little bit, and there's still quite a hefty handful of lappers he's going to hit ahead of him. I mean, there's maybe 10 riders in the whoops and the next corner after that are ahead of Padani that he still has to go by. And we'll see how he navigates that situation. Parlow, Jeff Cooper loses the 3 spot. Yes, because up the inside goes Rasmus Balzer on the 1.
Ooh.
And Cooper immediately lays it down behind him. Very fortunate not to fall off the bike, at least not yet. But he will hold on to the 4th position as Hollenbeck was a little ways back. Man, the lead groups are really
so
spread
far
out.
I think a lot can happen on these short tracks. You know, they're running 45, 46-second lap time. So any little mistake, you know, you get a bad start, you tip over, then you go down once, and you're already kind of in jeopardy of being lapped by these guys. So it's very hard. There's 22 guys circulating a track that's 46 seconds long, as we see Padani jumping up right there, making a little pass on a lapper, trying to get himself by. But there's so many lappers all the time, and it feels like once you get lapped, I feel like you can't race. So many of these guys that are back, you know, 10th place back, they can't really race on their own, and they just have to kind of keep out of the way for lappers. So I do feel like we're going to see a huge gap once we get through our first 4, 5, 6 guys. It'll start to break up, and you'll see guys, they'll probably be lapping up to 5th or 6th place in this race.
Yeah, Parnellow's now starting to deal with some of that lap traffic as well, and Balzer is tightening up on him because of it. 5.1 seconds now, the gap 46.9 versus a 48.1. So Padani seemed to be pretty negatively affected the lap before this, but now the one that he's on, able to get away just a little bit more from what Parnellow had got that gap down to. Padani still has lappers on him, by the way. I mean, they're just fighting tooth and nail with each other. I think that was Gummison getting cleaned out by Schiabro in the background there for 15th spot. Parnellow hopping a little bit right there. Got to be careful. Keep it on 2 wheels. We are 4 minutes and a lap away from this checkered flag waving, and this is anything but over as Padani continues to try to put the laps in out front.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing great, but it's weird. We were talking about speed and maybe not having consistency. When we went on board there, I saw his best lap time was a 47, and he's ran a 48 the lap time before. Meanwhile, the guys chasing him were running best lap times and consistent lap times in the 46s. So it's really just his consistency that he's really nailed down here. And his speed isn't really blazing speed, but get a good start and ride consistent, clean laps, and that'll be good enough for a win most of the time. So really impressive by Johnny Padani to kind of bring it out here tonight in the debut of this 250 East class and kind of show these guys what's up and where some of the guys are really missing the mark. So impressive by him, and we're going to have to see where everything kind of shakes up. We still have about 3 minutes plus a lap to go, so Padani just trying to hold on. He's looking smooth and not really having trouble with any of the rhythms that some of the other people look to be struggling with consistently.
Yeah, battle for second is going to be on now because Parnellow just blew the rhythm in the background, and here comes the one of Rasmus Balzer closing up into that 2 spot. Parnellow a little short on that triple. Balzer is right there. We got a lapped rider right behind them. That's a field ski and snowboard rider. Don't know the number of that. I think it's maybe Enzo Buttigni as he barrel rolls and lands it, but gets out of the way right there. So Balzer made a small mistake. That cost him some time. Parnellow gets a little bit more breathing room. Still about 4.5 seconds now, almost 5 seconds to Padani. Like you said, man, 47s, 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 another 47.8 for him. Let's see what Parnellow runs, 48.6. So yeah, lost some time that last time by just because the consistency is a little bit off. Parnellow's speed is great, but can't put it together for consistent laps, and that's starting to hurt him as Padani is going to get into some lapped riders here in a little bit. They're going to move aside. I think that's D-Mills getting out of the way very nicely, and Padani is very, very thankful that that is happening. I thought he was going to be a little bit short right there, but A-okay. Continuing on, man, Parnellow just can't really inch close enough. 4.4, 4.3. Gap is kind of coming down.
Another mistake by him, though. That could be another 48 by him. You know, if he was going to drop a 46 or a low 47, you know, maybe that little mistake or another one around the track is going to not let his lap time. So he does run a 47 there. Oh my God.
Padani just missed a finish line jump, and suddenly we got a battle for the lead. I don't know if he got together there with Jack Mark, but here we go. Parnellow down the inside, quads into the race lead in Detroit. How quickly things have changed here with only a few laps to go, and the 52 machine is back in the race lead.
Yeah, just a bummer there, right, for Padani. Must have gotten into it with a lapper or something that had him. They were both rolling the finish line, so who knows what went down. He was about 5 or 6 seconds back, and Parnellow has been kind of yo-yoing back and forth, making mistakes and showing good speed, but he is now able to get to the lead by himself with just a minute plus a lap to go. But look at this, going
my goodness,
all over the place, cattywampus as you can be in the whoops without going down. That's going to bring him across the line, and that's going to be a very close, depending on what lap time they run, if they come back. They were at 4:14, so if they run a 46, they could make
Lappers. Oh my goodness,
just
almost
before
jumped in front of Parnellow's way there, and Padani's still hanging on tight in the background. They're now up into the top 10 of lappers, I believe, as they got Jack Mark. So This is unbelievable. Battle for second, heavy right there. Padani had Balzer show him a nose down the inside, but Balzer could not quite make the pass stick.
Ooh,
Lap rider down right in front of him. That was tight. Could have gotten a lot worse. This is going to be really close on whether we're getting the white flag or not as Partallo hits the whoops. It is going to be 5 seconds left on the clock. 3, 2, 1, time. They did not get the white flag.
Oh my
it is
gosh.
2 laps to go. Johnny Padani and Balzer have 2 laps to try to make it work to get to Austin Partallo. Meanwhile, he's trying to hold on for the win as he almost goes through the front door on the quad, and he's trying to get around a few more lappers up ahead of him. Trying to think. I think this is maybe Vanderbeek, or is it D Mills again? No, it's D Mills again. So Daniel Mills now getting 2 laps down for D Mills. Partallo's trying to get by him, and then he has a little bit of clear space. D Mills down in front of him, and Partallo gets stuck behind him. Oh my goodness, Padani had to cut underneath. Balzer's going to try to pull up alongside into this corner, doubles in, doesn't get close enough, and 3 riders on your screen together coming to the white flag this time by. Partallo just begging to get through the whoops every single lap.
Oh my God, look at him sending
sideways over the finish line jump. White flag is waving. Here we go, folks.
Wow, what a masterclass of a call by you, Kellen. Take a breath and get ready for this to come down to the wire, because I'm sure it will. Partallo making a small mistake. Look at that.
Look
3 wide dualies over the triple, coming to the line just like that. Partallo is losing the spot. Balzer is now chasing Padani, and Padani in the lead. This is the closest these two have been
Balzer
all
makes
race.
A mistake. Padani doesn't get the rhythm.
No
Partallo's
one
going to be able
wants
to take
it.
advantage. Look at, he's tripling in
Partallo's
behind
back.
him. Oh, and Padani slides out of the lead. Balzer is in the lead with 2 turns to go. Partallo is going to try to send it into the whoops on this final lap. He gets on top of him clean. Balzer gets through it really well. To the inside, final turn. Rasmus Balzer wins tonight in Detroit and keeps the red plate on his number 1 machine. It's second for Partallo and third for Padani. Each of them were in the lead on the last lap at a certain point, but it goes to the 1.